3 steps to speaking confidently that I wish I knew sooner. Hi everyone, it's Jay and welcome to Speak English with Jay. The tips I'm about to share today are tips that I wish I knew real soon because they could have made a big difference. I started learning English when I was 12 years old and it's been a long journey, and ever since I came across these tips, they've been a life change in my English skill. So just to begin with, confidence is a really important aspect in life, and it doesn't only apply in speaking. It applies to several areas in life, like starting a YouTube channel, performing in front of an audience, playing ball, and many others. All I'm trying to say is that at some point in life, you're gonna need some skills to be confident. So just to highlight this before I get into the video, lack of confidence in speaking can be caused by mainly 2 reasons, which include problem with pronunciation. Imagine you're just starting to learn English and someone tells you to pronounce this word. You're probably not gonna be confident in pronouncing that word, right? And by the way, it's lingerie. Another cause of lack of confidence is your vocabulary maybe ain't wide enough. You just used to a certain or particular type of vocabulary. Let's say you used to home vocabulary. Home vocabulary is different from school vocabulary, is different from office vocabulary, is different from church vocabulary. Someone who has only been exposed to home vocabulary may find it a little bit difficult and may not be that confident when it comes to office vocabulary. If your vocabulary is already wide and your pronunciation skills are good and you're still not that confident, then these tips are for you. So the first step to level up your confidence in speaking English is by avoid negative self-talk. Avoid negative self-talk. Things like, oh, I'm sorry for my English. I'm sorry my English ain't that good. Or English is just so hard and I can't get to improve. Oh my god, I'm sorry about my English. Stop campaigning against yourself. When you're talking to someone and you feel like your English is not that good, don't say it. Let the person who's listening tell it to you. Don't be the one to bring it up. Let the other person who's listening bring it up. Most of the time, we find that we are actually speaking right. We're just not confident. Start having positive self-talks. Like, I'm gonna learn this today and learn another thing tomorrow. English is a really fun language to learn. I love learning English. I love speaking in English. The more you say, the more you believe it and the more you become it. Replace the unhelpful thoughts with better thoughts. Next tip is speaking full sentences and give longer responses if possible. In cases where one is not confident speaking, they'll tend to speak as little as possible, which is not advisable. So let's take for instance, I'm a learner, I'm an English learner, and a native speaker asks me, what is my favorite sport? And because I'm not confident enough, I'm just gonna go straight, direct, and simple. My favorite sport is soccer. But a native speaker or a confident speaker will go ahead and give less direct but detailed response. Like, to be quite honest, I don't actually have a favorite sport, but if I were to choose a sport to play, I'd go for soccer or basketball. Giving complete and more detailed responses shows that you're not afraid to speak the language and gives you more confidence in speaking it. So any chance you get to speak with a native or just another learner, try to be more detailed in your answer. Don't just give a one-word response. Next tip is to read out loud. Yes, read out loud. So we actually used to do this in high school and it really helped me improve my confidence in speaking. During literature classes or with read novels, so each student would read a paragraph of the novel out loud and others would listen and maybe correct. So to improve your confidence in speaking, you need to read out loud, read out a paragraph loud, or maybe if you're listening to a video, you can write down the words and read at the same time the person is speaking. You can also pause and read it out loud, but first, if it's a book, first you have to read it internally and then read it out. When you read it out loud repeatedly, it helps you gain confidence in speaking. And just to add another tip, don't be afraid to make mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes and that's how we learn. I don't know any other way to learn apart from making mistakes. I also made a video on 3 ways to improve your English fluency, and if you're interested, you can go check it out. Thank you so much for sticking till the end, and if you're learning want to improve on your English, you should consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any of my English videos. That being said, let's see you in my next video. Bye.